Hi, and welcome back to Spine and Rehab Specialists. I'm Earl Hayden, one of the physical therapists here, joining in by Chris McMillen. Today, we're going to show you 3 different tools we use to help with recovery for any of our athletes, any of our patients, maybe after a hard treatment session, or maybe you can use these things to, if you've had a hard workout, or you just had a tough game, or you just finished a good, difficult season, you want to start getting yourself recovered before you start training, getting ready to go into the off season, make sure things aren't too tight. The first thing I need to touch base on is more important than any tool is making sure that if you want to recover, you make sure you're getting enough sleep. You want to make sure your nutrition's good because that is the most important thing. If you're not getting any of that, it doesn't matter how much of this stuff you're doing. Your recovery is going to slow down. You're going to feel more worn down. So sleep and nutrition is key and the most important thing. But once you have that, we can use fun tools like this. This is the HyperIce Hypervolt Pro model, and these are handy. So today we're going to focus a little bit on the shoulders and whatnot. So let's say Chris has some tightness right around here, okay? So when you're doing this, you do this on yourself or have someone else do it for you. I'm going to put a little pressure. I'm going to feel around, kind of find if there's any tight spots, any spots that are tender, a bit right around there. And I don't go necessarily right on that spot. I go a little bit away from there first, okay? So it's not as tender. I don't have to put a lot of pressure. And of course, you let that discomfort be your guide. And I can stay here for maybe like a couple minutes and then start to work my way down towards the more tender spot. One little thing you can definitely do, this muscle right here, with this arm down, it can be put on a little bit of stretch. So if we want to relax it even more, I can lift up the arm. If you're doing this by yourself, you can prop your arm up on a table or some kind of box. That way this is nice and relaxed. Okay? And then we just do that for a bit. But more importantly, once this is loosened up, what you can do is add in some motion. All right, so Chris, what I want you to do is reach across your body. And that's going to put a little bit more stretch on these muscles right over here, okay? And go ahead and bring it on back and just keep on repeatedly doing that. And we can do this for as many repetitions as it takes for this muscle to relax a bit, okay? And let that discomfort be your guide. Only reach as far as whatever's comfortable for you, okay? So that's just working on that upper trap area. And we can definitely check everywhere around here, going through the lats. And for that, we can do this with trying maybe like an upward reach. Go ahead and reach up. There we go. Yep. That's the spot. Okay. And I have this set to the lowest setting right now, so it doesn't take much. Okay. I'm not going to turn it up because it looks like this is already effective. But really, however high you turn it up, that's based on your own personal preference. Okay, there we go. And same thing, you can do that going up and down repeatedly until that loosens up. So that was a little intro to using the Hypervolt massage gun. But now let's say you want something that's a little bit more compact, and you still want to work those muscles, but you don't have someone to move that ball around, or the gun around. So what we're going to use instead is this fun tool. So this is the Hypersphere by HyperIce, same company, and I've done a similar type of thing with like a lacrosse ball, but this one's cool because it vibrates as well, so it can help with the muscles relaxing just a little bit quicker. So what Chris is going to do, we're going to work on those same areas. We're going to pin that ball up against the wall and go ahead and start that up a bit. There we go. So now it's already vibrating, and you want to pin that on the wall against the shoulder. Okay, there we go. And then you could just he could just move around, just kind of find any tight spots. So you can do active motions of the shoulder blade, moving that around, or just move your whole body, okay? And once you find a spot that's a little bit more uncomfortable, you can just sit on that for a little bit and let that ball do the job, okay? Let it do its thing. Once you feel it starting to loosen up, you can start adding in some motions. So right here, go ahead and try reaching up, Chris. So right there, that's stretching that tissue. But since we have that massaging over time, that will make it easier to get those muscles to relax. Now these things, you don't necessarily have to wait The beauty about all these little tools here, you don't have to wait for after you're done with the session or after a game is done. Let's say you're having a track meet or something like that where you're doing repeated events. These are cool things to have that can help the body feel a little bit more relaxed in between your events, so you feel a little bit more fresh when you go out there and ready to just do your thing, okay? So again, just gradually chasing that motion, and then just once that area loosens up, you can move around to another spot. All right, we can even add in a little cross-body reach, reaching across. There we go. Yep. And again, letting that discomfort be your guide. As you feel it's loosening up, chase that motion, make a bigger reach. There we go. One of the most important things after using all these tools is, like you saw, we're already getting some motion in, but once you put the tools away, you want to chase that motion, make sure everything is good. So we've been working on some shoulder stuff, so now we're going to use a foam roll. So Chris is going to lay on top of this foam roll. It's going lengthwise along his whole body right there, okay? Head's nice and supported. And then from here, we're just going to go ahead and do we can go from the middle and then going out to the sides. And just kind of working on those shoulder blade motions again, getting a good stretch across the chest. And if we need to, we could definitely go back and use either the hypersphere or the hypervolt massage gun to kind of loosen up these tissues if we feel this is still a little too restricted. All right, and after you feel like we got a good stretch there, we can even add in some overhead reaching. So again, we've loosened up the tissues, we got everything more relaxed. Now we're reminding the body that we can go through these full ranges, because there's no point in doing all this massage stuff if you don't stretch after. And that's the most important thing. We're trying to get things to relax so we can facilitate the body to move. This is not where it ends. You don't just do that and call it the day. You have to move and use that new range and new muscle length. All right. So those are 3 different ways just to kind of like introduce you all to how to use these recovery tools, whether it's the massage gun or that massage ball, the hypersphere, or even using the foam roll. Again, the most important thing is after loosening up everything, you want to use that motion and chase it. So next week on our next Wellness Wednesday, we'll go more over the legs to kind of introduce some more stuff for that, showing how we can do some other mobility work. But make sure and join us tomorrow for our Thirsty for Knowledge Thursdays, where Harry Coster and Anthony Durant will go over more ideas on recovery and the importance of that and how we can help you out with that here at Spine and Rehab Specialists.